This is the MTPredictor weekly update for July 22nd. All right, interesting week. Again, let's just kind of go back. This is the daily S&P chart here. Again, we had our major swing high back here. We came down right into our nice little five-wave pattern down, which we were anticipating. Got a major buy signal at the wave 5 lows, expecting at least a correction back to the wave 4 DP here. If I just put the analysis on the trade setup, and this was just a standard trade setup as the STF was neutral, meaning the bigger trend was flat, meaning you can go long or short there. Nice high volume spike there telling us that professional buying stepping in. Rallied, and this is kind of where we were last week. We had a sell signal with the neutral STF there. If I put the analysis on, we're at this point. Bigger time frame, so this 100% initial risk line was achieved, therefore the stop was moved to the entry. And I said based on the weekly pattern of the S&P, which in this area was in wave 4, I was expecting the market to move into this 1388, 1390 area, which we'll look in the weekly chart is actually the wave 5 target. So I expected this to stop out and to, as I said last week, upward bias. And so this is what we got. That previous swing high just got taken out, and then Friday, of course, we had the big down day. Well, what happened? Well, if we look at overseas, and I didn't know it didn't get much play. Let's just change this to let's look at the Italian ETF. Yeah, we want to look at it on the. Let's just look at a 5-minute chart. Okay, so this is what happened in Italy. Their market lost about 6%. You see the huge gap down at the open there. All right, so that's why basically we followed suit on Friday. So this brings up an interesting situation here. Let's go to the weekly chart of the S&P, our market here, and you can see the pattern that we were looking at. This is why I was favoring the upside, because the weekly chart had come into this wave 4 support heading into wave 5. Here's your minimum wave 5 target. Again, I can project that using the software ahead of time. That's why it's a leading indicator, if you will. There's the minimum wave 5 target that we're looking at. Again, just in that 1388, 1388.50 area, 1390. Let's see, we got as high last week as 1376. So pretty close to the target. But again, this is the weekly chart, and here was our major swing high where we had a wave 5 come in on the daily chart. We went 5 waves down, we got our buy signal, and we rallied. Alright, on the weekly chart now, we're just shy of the wave 5, but this is also a possibility. If I just put the Elliott wave pattern on now, you can see we had a significant high here on the weekly chart. We know that because that started our correction on the daily chart to go into wave 5 down here. But that 5-wave pattern down on the weekly chart basically becomes wave 1 here. We've rallied into wave 2. Alright. Wave 3 we can project down. We did this just like we did on the daily chart here. We're going to go down wave 3 and just see. Alright, that puts the wave 3 target back to the November lows basically. This is in the 1137 area. Put the S&P down at 1137, the ES. So that's the danger here now. If we cannot actually, even if we get into minimum wave 5, because the minimum wave 5 target is actually inside the this high. So this is a dangerous area because we could be going wave 3 down. Even if we go wave 5 up, we know if we do get into wave 5, we know that at minimum we will get typically we'll get a correction back to the wave 4 DP, back into this area. which would be about 1240, 1241 area. All right, so the weekly is, either coming into a topping pattern or it topped here, and we're going to fail to make a new high. They'll fail to take out this prior swing high, and we could go wave 3 down at this point. So this is an area to watch, especially with what's going on overseas now between Spain and Italy. The whole Greek situation isn't over. If they don't get that resolved in September, the rest of Europe may bail on them. So let's keep an eye on this. We're in some interesting areas here, some different scenarios that could play out. So we'll watch that. Let's kind of go around the horn here. We'll take a look at. Let's just take a look at oil. Start there. Yeah, we don't want to do the 5-minute chart. And there's the weekly chart. So we had this kind of double bottom that we've been rallying off of. Daily chart, I think we'll get a little better picture as to we're in some resistance here. And this wave B. All right, if they can't breach this, we can project wave C down. Okay, and that would take oil back down to 75. But if they can take this area out, this is actually the 200 period moving average here. If they can get back above that, kind of back above $100, then I think oil would probably be more bullish than bearish. But at this point, we're in resistance, and the danger is this holds as resistance, and we go wave C down there. But we'll see. We'll kind of continue to follow that. Let's look at the Euro US dollar. Remember the Euro US dollar, we had kind of another potentially bottoming pattern here, because we had our DP buy signals here. I think we also were in wave 4, you see, heading into wave 5. And I told you that I think that they're going to actually take this out, and there's more downside in the euro coming. And so they made that little bit of a attempt to move higher there, and then you can see they rolled over there on Friday with the markets. Took out the prior lows there, right? So that kind of worked out as anticipated. The dollar, and the reason I'm looking at that is because I was expecting the dollar index to begin to move higher off the, let's go to the weekly chart, just a little cleaner picture. Again, there's our major bottom in the US dollar. Here's our target. Well, if I put the analysis on this trade, you'll see. All right, there's the target, which is the DP off of the last swing into this low. We can do that manually as well. If I just take a decision point here, you see that that's that area we were looking for in the US dollar. And you see dollar, began to rally last week, closed a little better last week as the euro made a lower low on Friday. But that target is still out there, that 85 and change. And I still think the US dollar is going to get to that. We'll see if it can make another run here. Again, the euro is in some, it's potentially bottoming. Doesn't mean it can't go lower like we saw last week. As I anticipated, it was going to go lower. But we'll see if we get some more buying in the dollar to carry it to that target. And then maybe the euro really finds some traction at a bottom. All right, so we'll watch that. Let's see let's look at gold. Again, not a lot happening there, but it is, forming. It's been in this consolidation here, so we know when it's quiet like that, what's going to happen is it's going to break one way or the other, right? So let's, we kind of have this pennant forming, if you will. Just connect the highs and the lows there. But so this thing is basically going to, if we get a close above one of these, the line here, or a close below it, and whatever the low is gets taken out, then we'll probably see more downside. If we get a close above the line here and that high gets taken out to the upside, chances are we'll see more upside action there. Decision point support right at 1500 should be some solid support down there. To the upside at this point, your next decision point would be above 1800 on that end. Alright, so we'll watch that. Again, silver, and I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but again, silver, same, it's holding the support as gold is holding support. Alright, so this kind of 26, a little above 26 support. But the danger, like we talked about before, in silver is if this is a major top, which it was, that $50 run there, and this is wave 1 and wave 2, and we just project wave 3 down. Alright, if it does break, we could see $15 silver, which would put gold probably down around its weekly 200 period moving average, which we've seen before when the market crashed in 2008, the stock market crashed in 2008. Gold came down, I think for the first time in the last 10 years, to its weekly 200 period. And then we got a major buy signal in gold at that point, and it really rallied off of that area. So we'll see. Again, I don't put a lot of weight because silver's a much thinner market, and it's in support here as gold is in support. But the pattern suggests that this is out there. So I just keep reminding people that it's a possibility, and potentially could be a good buying opportunity down there if you're a long-term player in the metals, 2 to 10 year at least anyway. Alright, as far as the news on the economic calendar for this week, again, it's still earnings season. You'll have new home sales, I think, on Wednesday. Jobless claims, of course, will be on Thursday, and then I think GDP is Friday. So we'll have get a little action on Friday. Maybe it won't be so quiet. And then consumer sentiment is after GDP on Friday. So got some news that could move the market on Friday. So maybe get some early action anyway on Friday when it tends to be quiet if there's not a lot of news. I will take you to the website here, MTPredictor.us. If you're interested, you can get the free PDF. It was recently updated. The introduction to MT Predictor. You can just put your name and email in there, click submit, and that will send you the free PDF. It also will put you on the automatic list to get the weekly market update here. You can go through the website and check out all the information there. All the webinars are recorded here. There's some video training. Again, it's all about losing small and winning big when you trade. You can use the software to project these levels ahead of time, like I've shown you in these videos. If you want to check out the different versions of the software, you can do so here. Pricing information, if you want to check that out, is here. So anyway, you can review all that, and again, we'll wrap it up here and take a look. Should be an interesting week with what's going on overseas. We'll see how this gets resolved one way or the other, to the upside or the downside. All right, so have a good trading week. We'll see you back next week.